Hey folks, Joshua here. Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. So last time I was having some issues and I've managed to resolve them all. We've got all our spells set up. One thing that was interesting and is new is the way you deal with meta magic. Our little witch Ember here got access to the Reach meta magic. And so what you can do is you can take a spell like, for example, Bone Shaker. You can apply the meta magic to it, and then you can give it like a marker and write the spell. And then if you go to where the spell would be, it appears here. So the level 2 spell Bone Shaker, when applied with Reach, becomes a level 3 spell with this little marker on it. Now, I have chosen to use this yellow stuff for all of my Reach spells. So it's consistent. So Bone Shaker, Pox Pustules, Hold Person, and Scorching Ray are level 2 spells, but I've written them as level 3s with the meta magic. They go into my spell book like that. And then because Ember has a certain number of spell uses per day, she could just cast whichever one she wants. I've sort of done that for everything. You can see over here, all the meta magic spells are also assembled in under this star thing, showing their level that they are cast at. So there was that. The other thing we needed to do here was take a rest. And we were having a problem with the scroll of Dispel Magic. And the problem that we have, I learned, is that the scroll that you could use in the game is Scroll of Dispel Magic Target or Scroll of Dispel Magic Point. And Nenio doesn't have those. She has the spell Dispel Magic, but it is not one of the 2 variants that you can use to make a scroll. So there's some kind of bug or flaw in the game where she can cast Dispel Magic, and when you cast it, you choose whether to target it to use it for a point or a target. But because she doesn't have the specific variant, because she has the combination of these 2, she can't scroll it. So that's kind of crummy, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. In terms of scrolls we would rather have instead, something like Magic Missile's probably fine here. That's always going to be a useful scroll. And then we can we can set up our alchemy as well. Not that we're going to make any potions because we don't have the potion thing, but we can make our Seasoned Wings and Thighs and get a DC 13, plus 13 to our check to create that, I guess. So anyway, we'll go ahead and rest like this. You love telling folks about your mad capers. Come on then, what's the weirdest thing that ever happened to you? I shan't go into details. Suffice it to say it involves a spinning wheel, a bear skin, the veins from a windmill, a scroll of levitation, a wand of animate object, a bucket of blue paint, and some aromatic candles. Sounds like a caper indeed. Okay, we successfully got our food buff and our scroll. We're done there. And after everything that happened last time at Leper's Smile, I do feel like we need to take a quick jaunt around camp and talk to a couple people, see who has new things to say. I did also sell off some loot, so we're down to 37 pounds of party encumbrance, and we're up to almost 28,000 gold. Right off the bat, we've got this mysterious elf here chatting with Anevia, so let's see what this is about. A wounded elf, huh? Well, there's lots of wounded in Canabras. Who wounded him? In what way? Anevia appears relaxed, even nonchalant, but her eyes gleam attentively, and her hands, as if by coincidence, are resting on her belt next to her weapon. How should I know? Must have been demons. If the wound was serious, I doubt he's fully recovered from it. Maybe if you could point me toward a healer, I could... The woman, okay, it was a woman, wrapped in rags all the way up to her eyes, turns around at the sound of your footsteps. Damn it. In a lightning fast motion, Anevia knocks something from the woman's hand, an amulet that seemingly appeared out of nowhere. It falls to the ground and disappears in a flash of magic. What's the rush, sweetheart? Stay a while. The commander and me, we've got a couple questions for you, too. Anevia, who is this with you? Looks like a spy to me. Not my first time seeing her in the camp. Just snooping around, asking the soldiers this and that, and if you try to tail her, she just darts behind a tent, and then she's nowhere to be seen. I've been hanging around here for hours, looking all bored, waiting for her to bite. And she did. Started asking her questions, and then you came by, right on cue. With an unnerving smile, Anevia stares at the woman, who maintains her grim silence, straight in the eye. All right, we're going to make you talk now, darling. Who do you work for? What did she want from you? Looking for some elf? Tall, not from Mendev, got wounded in Canabras? No idea who it might be. Don't have anyone like that in the ranks. Anevia maintains an impenetrable expression. Is this Kaelessa? I think this might be Kaelessa, looking for Fondor or whatever his name is. You won't escape this time. Who are you, and why are you hiding your face? You hear a heavy sigh coming from under the shawl. Fine, you've got me. We'll talk, but not here. Lead me somewhere away from prying eyes. She's all yours, Commander. I caught her, I handed her over, and now, as they say, I wash my hands of this whole affair. What do you want from me, soldier? In an exasperated gesture, she rips the half-mask off her face, and you see her black skin and crimson eyes. It's Kaelessa, the elf you met in Canabras. Why did you follow my army? To find someone. Kaelessa lets out a resigned huff. His masters want me dead, which means I will die sooner or later. After a pause, she narrows her eyes and spits out, that doesn't mean I'll lie down and accept my fate. I'm no lamb to the slaughter, and I won't be waiting for a kindly executioner to come for me knife in hand. Never again. Are you a spy, then? Her scarlet eyes flash defiantly, and she mutters through her teeth. I'm not going to hide it. I've come here to commit a violent and bloody act, but I do not serve the demons, and I won't do you or your forces any harm. Yeah, don't play coy. I need details. Why? Frowning skeptically, she gives you an appraising look. And what will you do with my story? Take it into account and pass your judgment? Kill me if you deem me a reprobate? Help the poor girl if you don't? Well, I haven't asked for your help, and your authority to judge me seems rather dubious. She's clearly lying to you, but it doesn't feel like the guile of someone plotting a crime. There's a slight, hounded look to her eyes that makes her seem more like prey than hunter. Yeah, over and over again, our intuition has told us that what Fomor has told us about her is incorrect. We wish she would tell us more. But we've trusted our gut before, and that's played out well for us. When it comes to demons, we're implacable, but everyone else, we're kind of about freedom and chaos. So there's definitely a calculation to Orlin here. But he's also someone who's willing to stir the pot and see what happens, right? He does like chaos. He thrives in it. He thinks that the story Fomor has told him is a bunch of bullshit and that he doesn't really understand what's going on with these two. But since he doesn't know, and his intuition is telling him there's more here, and that she's not really a threat to him or the army, and that he probably thinks she doesn't work for the demons, I think there is a part of him that's like, all right, let's see where this goes. I'm curious. What's going to happen? It'll be, if nothing else, it'll be interesting. So, yeah, I'll leave you be. She shrugs casually as if her fate had not been hanging in the balance just a moment ago. How nice of you, soldier. You shouldn't call me soldier. I'm the commander of the crusade. She shrugs. Everyone's a soldier in a war. Generals and privates alike. I look at you, and I see someone whose life is war, and only war. That makes you a soldier. I've met other elves who looked like you. Yeah, this was the scouts, right? We met those fake scouts, and they looked like her. So tell me more, because they serve the demons. Anemora's minions. The words escape her lips before she's able to stop them, and she looks at you with visible irritation. One of Discari's servants is a powerful elf by the name of Anemora, and those corrupted elves are her lackeys. Don't ask me how I know this, or why my appearance is similar to theirs. I'm not your enemy, but if you see them, kill them without remorse. Huh, okay. Slowly teasing out a few bits of information here. We don't know what's going on, but all right. I don't think she's the saboteur who planted the handkerchief either. So, all right, I gotta go. You do you. My gut tells me it's time I was leaving too. It's dangerous to stay here. Farewell, soldier. Okay. More interesting information. This recruit was watching the whole thing. We're like, hey, you, keep your mouth shut. He's like, yes, yes, general. Yes, general. Where are we right now? Yeah, we're outside of camp, technically. Got it. All right. Let's check in with a few of our people here. Maybe that Fomor guy, if I can remember what his name is and find him. Should we check in with the actors and see how the play is coming along?
Let us be off.
Let's, you know what, Meadow, you're always in the way. You're just so big. Let's check in with Grandma Gretlin. Finally, a serious dramatic piece in our hands. Hey, brother, you're looking pretty thin. All this mess has you losing weight? You gotta eat. Or we'll look like a pear in that long coat of yours. And what does the Lambkin the Cyclops have to say?
Lambkin's my name. I am actor.
All right, okay. What else we got here? Camellia, should we check in with her? Greetings. The neat smile on Camellia's lips disappears so quickly you almost wonder if you imagined it. What do you think of the powers you receive from me? Camellia shrugs nonchalantly. People of noble descent grow accustomed to ample opportunity. Powers I receive from you are useful, but I see no point in treating them with excessive piety. All right, we'll talk later. I won't keep you. The dawning smile on Camellia's face freezes and quickly dies away. I think she likes me a little bit, but she doesn't. She's wary of me. I think she's warring with her internal instincts here. Kind of interesting. Horgus Gorm. Anything new from you? Nope, nothing new there. Waljiff. Hey, Chief, want to talk? What do you think about my new powers? Waljiff pauses to think, rubbing his chin. Oh, you mean what you did back there? Huh. I have a few ideas. We could send you to Pytax Underground Arena and fight. Give you a scary name like Swift Sting or something like that. Give you a great cover story. Enemies burn down your house and you're avenging your dead family. Public eats that stuff up. You wear a shiny, eye-catching outfit or a black one if you like black better. We'll split the money 60-40. 60 for me, of course. You know, ranging fights isn't easy. Those people are tough. I'll be taking more risks than you. And after we get set up in Pytax, we'll tour different cities, make some real money. What, you don't like the sound of it? Do you have any other suggestions? Waljiff grins, his yellow eyes lighting up. I got one more. Have you heard of Resmiran? It's some land in the River Kingdoms ruled by a King Razmir. A friend of mine used to live in Resmiran. He got out of there as fast as he could. Long story short, this King Razmir of theirs is a god. He keeps his people under his heel, and they're all terrified of what he might do. Sits on his throne wearing a white mask, giving power to anyone. Come and take power from me, he says, so long as you believe in me. Waljiff quickly checks that no one's eavesdropping. But that friend of mine, the one who fled, has a half-sister on his old man's side who's a cook in the castle, and a washerwoman who the cook plays cards with in the evenings told her a juicy rumor. Word is, Razmir isn't a real god at all, and he's got no powers. So here's my point. You do have powers. Pretty scary ones, too. We'll find some shabby little kingdom. I'll start some rumors. You show off a few tricks to wow the locals, and that's it. We'll make you a deity. Oh, but first I want you to put it in writing that I'll be your chief advisor. I'm not doing anything just on the nod. I've been there. People promise you mountains of gold, and when it comes to it, they're all, get lost, or I'll set the dogs on you. So, do you like the idea? That's a great idea. We'll work on it just as soon as we defeat the demons and close the world wound. Waljiff rubs his hands, pleased. I am gonna make you such a legend, you'll love it. A survivor in Canabras becomes a god. We'll make you a cult. That'll put Iomedes to shame. In the meantime, you can think about what you want on your coins. And my insurance. Don't forget to write the declaration making me your chief advisor. Do we want to know more about him? Your family tieflings, how do you become a tiefling? We asked some of this stuff. How about this one? Your shadow looks strange. What kind of magic is that? Ladies and gentlemen, roll up, no dark magic, no fraud. A trick without any deception. Waljiff snaps his fingers and blue flame engulfs him. The shadow that was previously lying calmly at his feet grows, floating in the air behind him. It's the shadow of a huge, horned, winged demon with claws. Ta-da! Doesn't do anything, just looks scary. Remember when I was little, an old beggar showed me and my friends how to make shadow puppets. You put your fingers together in front of a light and it makes the shadow of a deer or a dog or a dove on the wall. I tried so hard. I wanted to make the best shadow, and I did. It just happened. Woljif chuckles sadly. Funnily enough, that's the last time I had any real friends. He tried to stone me later, screaming at me, calling me a demon. Tiefling's always a demon to these wimps. Even the lowest-ranking drunken gnome thinks he's better than me, just because he hasn't got horns or a tail. Poorest beggar and the filthiest gutter thinks he's better than me. Most people would never show their shadow again after that first time, but I don't care. If stones start flying again, I'll just run. I'm used to it by now. Looks formidable. I like it. Woljif chuckles, pleased. What about the blue fire? That's my favorite part, and it doesn't burn at all. If I had a coin for every time I've caught a beating for my little show here, I'd already be proposing to Galfrey. But still, I didn't want to give up something so beautiful. Okay, I think that's enough Woljif for now. Will, sir, anything new? My quartermaster here? Quartermaster flashes you his usual grin, but it fades almost immediately.
What am I, Chief Commander? Won't forget it, not a million years. Can't stop shaking whenever I think about the leopard's smile. It's a miracle that we lost so few back there. Soldiers realize that if you'd made the wrong decision, half the army wouldn't have made it out. They're scared. They're scared things are only going to get nastier from here, but what if we held a wake? You know, lit up bonfires, poured some wine, raised our cups in memory of the fallen. It'd do the troops a world of good. Fallen in wine, mourn the fallen with prayer, ever vigilant, ready to fend off a surprise attack. This one's interesting. I think he's starting to trust Wilser's insight quite a bit. And he recognizes that this is a very good idea about how to boost morale and that the soldiers need this. I think he's seeing more and more of Wilser's wisdom here and appreciating him. So I think we'll go with his original suggestion here. Yes, we'll commemorate the fallen. Give the soldiers some wine, but not enough for them to get smashed. Never, Commander. Everything will be proper solemn, with due respect for the fallen. We're mourning the dead, not celebrating our wedding.
Okay. We're still looking for storyteller because we found another one of his dealios. Darren's going to come out on the road with us instead of Ember or Nenio. I think that's good, right? We've checked in with a few people. Who else would have something to say after Leper's smile? We checked with Anevia and we met Kaelessa. Sela might have something.
Hello. So, what do you reckon about everything that's come crashing down on us? All the responsibility, command, this new power?
Sela looks anxious. She's honing her sword, but her movements seem nervous. Girl doesn't even notice you at first, but when she does, she smiles cheerlessly and stops what she's doing. How do I feel about the responsibility and the command and the new power? I mean, I think, so his hatred for demons is one of his core defining characteristics, and he will do anything to stop them. Regardless of the means, the end justifies it. He's not going to seek out evil acts or deliberately hurt people, but he'll do whatever he has to, right? And the question is, why does he feel that way? What happened in his past that made him feel that way? And how does that interact with the question that Seal is asking here? Does he feel that he was born for this? Does that hatred come from an event that happened in his past? I don't think so. I think probably wherever his childhood was, it was probably normal. But he encountered these demons and he felt something. I think he felt something deep, deep inside, a hatred, determination to stop their evil. Whatever it is that he witnessed, whatever it is that he encountered, it resonated with something intrinsic in his nature, in his soul even. And maybe he knew his purpose right then and there. Maybe that's why he became this demon slayer. That's why he came to Canabras. That's why at each step, at each movement along this most recent
insane mythic journey, he's known what to do. There's something inside him that just knows what to do. So I think maybe he would say option 1 here. I think option 2 is kind of on point as well, in that he hasn't figured everything out. But I think something inside him is responding, is resonating with the situation, with the power. He might not understand why he's been chosen, but I think he knows he has been chosen. This is what I was born for.
I envy your confidence. In a good way. It's great to believe that everything is going the way it should. I'm still frightened by what happened in the Grey Garrison. Were we really chosen? By Iomade herself? You know, back when I was a snot-nosed kid who just started down the path to becoming a paladin, I imagined once or twice that I was going to do something heroic. The lights would shine down on me, the trumpets would sing, I'd hear the voice of the goddess, or at least her herald, you know? I'd be informed that I had been chosen for a great cause. But that's the point where my imagination always failed me. Somehow, it really happened. Without all the trumpets or the herald or even anyone explaining what I had to do. Though it's clear as day, my place is here, in this demon-ridden wound. Quite a lovely war going on, in fact. Endless, I hear. I'm gonna need some time to wrap my head around this. Spare me an hour and I'll crawl into some dark corner and whine about my hard lot. What can I tell you? I cry easily.
This introspection is new. I guess the fate of the League of the Card affected you greatly. So you could say, I did what I thought was right. I tried to help a good person with their troubles. And what came of it? I'm sorry, but I won't find peace until I track down Curl and Jana. What were they thinking? Is there any way to get through to them? Or should I just admit I was terribly wrong? There's another thing that's worrying me. The way people react to your power and mine. They think that if we've been chosen by Iomade, they need to pray at our feet. I'm not comfortable with the younger warriors hanging on my every word. Sela smiled sourly. I feel alone. Nobody else is going to sit with me and celebrate saving a beer cart. And I'd like to regain, if not the friendship, at least the trust of the other knights. Especially those I respect and consider my friends like Elan. Okay. So we've checked in with our people. I think that's good. We didn't really speak with Nenio or Ember. Nenio, maybe we should check in with. Wenduog's gonna be Wenduog. I do think Nenio deserves a quick chat, and then we'll head out to the map and see what's what. Where is she?
What's that?
Oh, I found something. Oh, okay. More barding? Let's compare. So, what is she wearing? Lightened harness. +1 leather barding. Increases animal companion's base speed by 10 feet and grants it 1 additional opportunity attack. That's probably better than the chain shirt here. Oh, wait, can Meadow wear something? No, we didn't get her the barding feat. Because this is light armor. Yeah, can't do it. Okay. What is this worth? 25 gold? With insane amounts of weight to it? Okay. Let's talk to Nenio. Ah, boy, there you are. Very good, just in time. You'll be delighted to know that I need you for an experiment. So, the Grey Garrison stands roofless. Demons are running for the hills with their tails between their legs. Mendev's queen... What's her name? It's on the tip of my... Yes, Galfrey is scurrying to and fro, and all of this is somehow connected to you, my loyal follower. Thus far, there is no scientific evidence of your exceptionality if one discounts blind faith and divine intervention, which I do. We, the people of science, refuse to believe in the inexplicable without any proof. We are the ones who explain the inexplicable. Nenio punctuates her statement with an energetic sweep of her arm. And therefore, Open your mouth and say ah for me. Just go along with it. Just run with it. She's entertaining, if nothing else. Ah. Nenio peers into your mouth with a practiced eye. All right, your throat's fine. Tongue looks perfectly normal. Your breath, she sniffs, smells in line with the regular functioning of the digestive system. Now for your teeth. She sticks one hand in your mouth and probes each of your teeth in turn with the skill of a seasoned dentist. No detectable alterations. By the way, did you know that many individuals, while being wholly civilized representatives of their races, still have an amazingly powerful bite? As if suddenly recalling something, Nenio promptly pulls her hand out of your mouth. Are you really trying to find a correlation between fang length and civility? Nenio seems slightly embarrassed. Well, for the good of science, I look for correlations everywhere and in everything. How can you prove there's no correlation if you don't look for one? I mean, if someone gets on my nerves, I can bite hard enough too. Can you? We definitely must test that someday. But not today. Now we are conducting an experiment of a different kind. Moving on. All right. What do we have next? Ears? Let's check your hearing. Testing! Nenio yells right in your ear and nods in satisfaction as she observes your reaction. Your hearing's fine. Was fine. But don't worry, it's scientifically proven that it should return to normal soon. Next, Nenio circles you. Eyes are clear, posture satisfactory, limb length is standard, no lice. She stops, rubs her chin in contemplation, and in a slightly dejected tone says, Boy, you are the picture of health. It's a pity. I was expecting to find some anomaly. Well, now let's assess your mental state. Imagine a hypothetical situation. You are a tree. 2 squirrels have found their way into your hollow and are now copulating there. What do you do? I'll do precisely nothing because I'm a tree. An unconscious act of withdrawal along with a lack of trust in your own abilities. Or perhaps just a healthy dose of pragmatism? On to the next question. Another hypothetical situation. You are a tomato. You have just been picked up from the vegetable patch and put into a crate. You know that today the cook will use half the tomatoes from your crate to make soup. What do you do? There's nothing I can do. I'm a tomato, remember? An unconscious act of withdrawal, inability or unwillingness to see something bigger than something behind something small. All right, I understand. On the surface, it appears you don't really believe in your ability to change things. But in fact, you're a strong pragmatist who knows perfectly well what you can and can't do. Your reasoning is that of a mortal, one who's capable of achieving a great deal, though he would deny even that. On that note, I deem this experiment complete. Thank you for your participation. Nenio looks at you pensively and then gestures at you with a wide sweep of her arm. And yet you remain a puzzle to me. I love puzzles. One of these days I'll solve you completely. Unless I forget. Now, I have time to answer your questions. Come on, ask away. Are you sure you really want to meet the mysterious entity we know nothing about? I'm sure. I'm convinced. Think about all the knowledge hidden there, in the emptiness. Seems to me that this event is certain to be my triumph, the experiment of the century. No, of the millennium. She looks away. Or maybe it will become my downfall, a complete fiasco. Here's the deal. If the mysterious entity decides to gobble me up, run as fast as you can while it's distracted. Tell all of Galarian about the heroic death of its greatest daughter. Tell them she perished, but that she never strayed from the thorny road to knowledge. Nenio sniffs and wipes a tear from her eye. Okay. Nice talking to you, Nenio. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get back to the road. The road. Yes, Darren is coming with me. Although Ember's still my favorite, and Nenio has some cool stuff. But yeah, we want to spend some time with Darren here. Great soundtrack in this game. All right, so we have very high morale. We can recruit. We can do army stuff. How's our armies looking? Oh, interesting. So his energy went back to full. I thought it was 30% per week, but it's at 40 now. So the Shy Snipers has the relief units. Nisa gonna kill you at full. This all looks the same. So I don't know what we lost from the fight. Because it said we lost units for looting and for rescuing that guy in the crack. But I don't really know what that's about. Let's take a look at what we can recruit today. We get 25 archers, 174 footmen, and 24 clerics. I'm not sure we need clerics right now. because they don't do a huge amount of damage. They can smite, but mostly they're for healing, and we're not losing too many units, and the clerics we have are pretty good for recovering that. I think we probably want, what do I have? 4,800. We probably want all of the archers and all of the footmen. Okay. That seems fine. So now we've got a new army down in Canabras that we got to move up to meet with everybody else. Move them as far as they can get. Yeah, we don't want to... We want to get everybody up to the other... Where are the other two armies? There's one... Nisa gonna kill you is here. We can reinforce... Yeah, we can reinforce this group, right? Is this an army we want to take on? Maybe. Yeah, maybe we meet these guys halfway. And we're out of movement speed, so we're going to have to wait here. This seems like a couple of ranged units could do a lot of work. But I might want the general, because he's got that +1 unit thing that Nisa doesn't have. But then again, she can... do the demons count as... flight special forces? So Nisa's ability doesn't affect them, which means we probably do want the general for this fight. However, these guys, yeah, these are infantry units. It doesn't say the unit type on the little pop-up. You have to expand it first. These are special forces. These, I'm assuming, are infantry. No, they're ranged. Okay. So Nisa can do a debuff on one of them for 3 turns. She can set the trap. She can throw the stone. She has Cure Light Wounds. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll bring this group up to reinforce Nisa and build out these stacks of archers and footmen so that they're even stronger. And then I think we'll take Nisa to go fight the demon army here. Want to see more about these guys. They're immune to fear, poison, disease, nauseated, death, sleep. They're immune to negative energy. That shouldn't be a problem. I wonder if casting Cure Wounds on them would hurt them. I might do a quick save and test that. And we've got gargoyles. They have DR3. DR to slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning. Or no, the exception is the exception bludgeoning there? I can't really... They have DR3. Okay, so that's like magic protection. Slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning does work on them. And then they have a flat damage reduction of 3 as well. Shield wall and flight. So the trap won't work on the gargoyles. Trap should work on the ghouls or the skeleton sharpshooters. They have DR1. They're ranged, so we probably want to take them out first. Use the trap on you. And then fight you guys last. They have, yeah, they're tanky. Okay. So we'll need another day to get the reinforcements up here. But then our plan is to go after this demon army at this fort, which will let us rescue the Hell Knights, which we decided to rescue. This happened a few episodes ago, and I sort of forgot about it. But all of my advisors are like, no, you can't rescue them. Don't waste time on them. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna make the lawyers work for me. So that's our plan for the crusade. What are we doing over here with this group? Nameless Ruins, we have the riddle, but we don't know how to solve that yet. We've gotten past Leper's Smile. So we have the underground hideout and the inconspicuous camp here. Never been to either location, don't know what's there. There's Darren's ancestral home. Lot of demons on the map here outside Dresden. I'm starting to understand the yellow here. As our army advances and takes territory and conquers like armies and stuff, we start to reveal the map. So this purple is essentially the fog of war, I think. Although I guess we have scouting units giving us information about some of these other armies up here. These guys are getting a little stronger. Yeah, look at this. So for now, we need to wait a day. So we might as well, for the crusade stuff. So let's have our party go exploring, looking for loot and treasure. Underground hideout would be hard to spot. A sorcerer hid here. We already read this. Someone continues to hide the entrance from curious eyes. All right. So I can't go to the underground hideout. I have to cross the river again somehow. But we can go to the inconspicuous camp. Not far from one of the canyon walls in the Whirlwind among the forests is an inconspicuous camp, well protected from the prying eyes of both demons and crusaders alike. You can only find it if you know exactly where to look. All right, let's go to the inconspicuous camp, find out what this is about. Okay. So let's get everybody mounted.
I will help where I can.
Let's do our long-term buffs and our short-term buffs, our super short-term buffs. We'll leave this one for right before combat, should it happen. We don't know what we're dealing with here, so I think sneaking does make sense.
I was never good at stealth.
And we'll quick save in case there's something interesting around here to take a screenshot of later, or a thumbnail from. There's some loot there. If we look at the map, we're actually near the north side, aiming south here. Okay. Let's start to proceed inwards and see what we find. There's Kreenook. Kreenook? Okay. We'll interact with him after we've cleared the perimeter here. Kreenook's got some loot. And we can meet with him.
March on.
No monsters or enemies or demons so far. Yeah, it's a very small camp. I don't think there's actually anything here except this little guy. Okay, fair enough.
Onwards.
He's got some loot. Elven notes. Oh, it's another storyteller. Okay, another storyteller page. Unfortunately, we don't know where storyteller is. But I guess we're meeting Kreenook. Kreenook. The aged kobold sitting... excuse me. The aged kobold sitting by the small campfire greets you with an amicable gesture. He doesn't reach for his weapon or hiss threateningly. All in all, his behavior is highly unusual for one of his kind. His clothes look quite unusual too. Not many kobolds opt for human clothing, nor do they adorn their possessions with spikes or scales.
Greetings. My name's Kreenook. I'm all alone here, so you may safely come closer.
He speaks smoothly, without the usual kobold hissing. Moving slightly aside, the kobold points to the carcass of a small animal on a stick roasting over the fire.
Dinner will be ready soon.
Kobolds are a rather curious lot, it would seem. I never expected to receive an invitation to dinner from one of your kind. As a guest, rather than a dish, that is.
I didn't exactly invite you, Count. My invitation was addressed to the commander, but sit down, help yourself. Beyond the walls of your fancy mansions, you'll find surprises far more unusual than my humble self. A kobold? I've met them underground. Small, weak, sneaky, worthless in face-to-face combat, but they love setting snares and shooting you in the back. This one seems smarter than the others, and he talks well. So that must mean the trap he's laid is an especially devious one. Be careful, Master. Don't go near him. Better to shoot him from a distance.
All right, Wendewog, calm your tits. Who are you?
As I've already mentioned, my name is Krenuk. At your service.
The kobold offers a short bow, an unusual gesture for one of his kind to make. As a rule, kobolds do not express their respect to anyone other than dragons.
I am a traveler and a friend to the crusade. I could be your friend too if you're tolerant toward kobolds.
Krenuk utters the word tolerant with shocking ease, as if he's something other than the narrow-minded and savage subterranean beast you expect him to be. Kobolds are infamous for worshipping dragons and despising all other races, and few of them would even understand the concept of tolerance, let alone subscribe to it. The Crusade has many unusual friends, but even I haven't met anyone like you before. I'll be glad to see a kobold in our ranks. Sela smiles amiably.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I have no intention of marching within the Crusader ranks. Still, I hope that my humble assistance will be of use to you.
Was there a note? What note am I thinking of? I guess we'll ask this and see what he says and see if it reminds me, the player, what Orlin has remembered here. Was it you who left me that note? The kobold shrugs.
Of course. Who else could it be? I wanted to make sure you were interested in the information I can provide.
What do you want from me?
I want nothing from you. I'm asking for nothing. I'm simply offering help. I sympathize with your cause, so I would like to provide whatever support I can from time to time. Does that work for you?
The kobold stops and looks at you expectantly. What's the catch?
No catch. I am acting for wholly altruistic reasons. But my motives are something I would rather not reveal.
Krenuk turns his face to you, and his wrinkles become more visible in the glow of the fire.
We just met 5 minutes ago. Don't you think it's too early to expect complete candor just yet? As I've already told you, I'm a friend of the Crusade. You can choose to trust me, or you can leave. I offer help and ask for nothing in return. So the question is simple. Will you accept the claw of friendship from a stranger, or is your distrust stronger than your need for help?
How exactly can you help me?
With advice, mostly. Throughout my life, I've seen a lot. And a piece of timely advice can be extremely valuable. Don't you agree? Of course, if your advisor is a kobold, the merits are not so obvious, but you're in luck. This kobold right here has extensive knowledge of a variety of matters that you may find useful someday.
After some thought, he nods toward the campfire.
One more thing I have to offer is this hair after it's cooked.
How do you know so much about demons? Krenuk gives you a long and heavy look.
I've had some experience with them. I don't want to go into the details right now. All I'm saying is that after a rather short, and not even hostile, encounter with them, I stopped eating meat for several years.
So, possibilities. This guy's exactly what he seems. Also, maybe some sort of wizard or divine servant who's polymorphed or disguised with an illusion spell as a kobold for some reason. Either way, he's erudite, and while he might be being deceptive, we won't get anything from walking away or killing him. Whereas letting things play out and seeing what happens is very much part of Orlin's chaotic nature, right? His like jump in, his lean in personality. There's a better phrase I'm looking for, but I can't remember what it is. It's something like fuck it, let's roll, I guess would be a close approximation. Let's just see what happens. So yeah, he'll join in. He'll see what this guy wants to offer us. We'll appreciate any help. Krenuk nods agreeably.
Then we have a deal. You won't regret your decision. Just drop by my camp every now and then so we can have a word. Perhaps I'll be able to give you some useful tips.
Pulling out a small knife, the traveler carefully cuts off 2 strips of meat from the roasted hare. He throws one into his toothy maw, while graciously offering the other to you.
A strange animal, for sure, but it seems edible. The energies of the world wound mask everything in illusion. Harmless-looking animals try to eat you for dinner. dangerous paths appear to be straight roads, and your enemies, sometimes your enemies can look like your friends.
Kernuk squints and looks deeply into your eyes.
Have you ever been in a situation like this? First, you think a person is your friend and ally, but then the scales fall from your eyes and you realize they're actually your sworn enemy. So you catch this person, you tie them up, and then you start thinking, how should you treat them now? Like your enemy? Like your former friend? It's hard to decide. What would you do if one of your friends turned out to be a traitor?
Definitely, if they were a true traitor, like helping the demons, extract information from them and kill them. Those who've lost their way must be saved? Nope. Every traitor must be executed? That's close. I try to find out what would force the traitor to reveal the truth about their real masters, then do whatever that is. That's probably in line. Torture and make them beg for mercies. Yeah, are you talking about someone specific?
Wow, your question reeks of paranoia. No, I'm not talking about anyone specific. And I'm not implicating anyone. I'm sorry, it seems my joke has spoiled your sleep for the next few nights.
I try to find out what would force the traitor to reveal the truth about their real masters, and then do whatever that is. Kobold grins.
Well, what if you have to threaten them with the death of their family? Or what if you have to grant mercy to someone truly despicable? You don't have to answer. You tell by your eyes that you're willing to do whatever it takes. And that is correct. If you catch a villain, don't rush to put a noose around their neck. First, learn everything they have to tell you. As for principles and morality, you better stuff them in your deepest pocket. Don't bandy them about without good reason. I liked your answer. You obviously think with your head and don't just parrot the instructions of others. Then again, if we're discussing traitors, it's fortunate that betrayal is not reserved for mortals alone. Demons stab each other in the back far more frequently. The rumor is that there are at least 2 demon stashes within Dresden, filled with arms and supplies that were stolen by Deskerites from Baphamites and vice versa. One of them is near the entrance to the fortress, while another one lies by the entrance to the citadel.
Where did you learn that?
Gossip? Hearsay? The world's an ocean of chatter, and I am quite a skilled fisherman.
It's highly suspicious that you know so much about these things.
Oh, that was pure luck. Kobolds must get lucky too. Sometimes, right?
Cracking his knuckles, Krenuk gives you an inquisitive look.
I hope that when the time comes for you to make real decisions instead of hypothetical ones, your wisdom won't fail you. Just one bad choice can turn a revered leader into a disgraced pariah. I've seen it happen before. I lived through something like that. My tribe suffered a disaster caused by just one bad choice. Can you even imagine?
Kobold squints sadly, his shoulders slumping a bit. With a sigh, he begins to talk.
I don't like telling this story, but it might be useful for you to know it. Perhaps it will serve as a warning.
Will you tell me? Krenuk clears his throat and starts talking in a sonorous voice that reveals his experience as a bard.
I was born into the mighty and proud tribe of the Night Ruby. Our caves were vast, our mine shafts were rich in quartz and metals, and our underground lakes were brimming with fish. And of course, we had plenty of slaves. The Night Ruby was a model of kobold success. It was a tight-knit, greedy, and aggressive tribe that intimidated even a few of the nearby human settlements. But there was a flaw underlying our power. Once, long ago, a leader of our tribe signed a pact with devils, promising them the soul of every tribe member in exchange for help and prosperity. Since then, every new All-Watcher had to agree to the pact, and the power of the tribe grew, as did the number of lost souls. It was like that until our leader, Urmak, came to power. She was a principled and proud elder who didn't want to bend the knee to hell. So she refused to sign the pact, and all kinds of calamities befell our tribe. The tribe was attacked by its neighbors at the devil's instigation. Epidemics broke out. Then our slaves rebelled. They came after their former masters in the dead of night. Our clutches of eggs were ravaged, our altars desecrated, and our warriors were slain in their burrows. The slaves paid us in full for our cruelty and arrogance. They hunted us, chasing us down through the caves and mine shafts level by level. And when we were finally left alone, we had no idea where we were. All we saw around us was darkness, and lurking in that darkness were bloodthirsty and dangerous predators.
After raising his voice dramatically, Crinnock suddenly stops. Then he adds with a teasing smile.
I think this moment is enough of a cliffhanger to stop here.
Okay. Fair enough, Crinnock. We'll see whether your information pays out, and perhaps I'll return and pay you a visit again. For now, I have to go.
Good luck. I believe you'll need it.
Okay, we brought the whole crew, used a bunch of buffs. And now, I don't think we have much left to do. I don't think there's anywhere else we can get until we can't get to the underground hideout, not from this side of the river. Yeah, we don't have a way into the delta yet. We haven't found a way to cross. We can't get to Heaven's Edge because presumably, I mean, we can explore, I guess, until we get blocked. Okay, is there a ford here? Random encounter, okay. Well, I might start skipping some of these random encounters, but we're near the end of the episode and we've just been talking to people the whole time, so I'll throw this one in for a little bit of excitement. Little bit of excitement. Okay, some of our buffs should still be active. Our temporary hit points, not so much. We've got a ghoul stalker, a ghoul huntmaster, a plagued mastodon. Oh, look at this. Holy mackerel. Wow. Okay. Cannot save during combat. Huntmaster's got 6 points in ranger, 2 in undead. And the only person who can do anything right now is Darren. We lost the initiative race against them. So what makes the most sense for him to do here? Like a bless? What does everybody have on them right now? They've got, yeah, there's no spells on people right now. There's very few buffs at all. All our buffs wore off. So a buff here is pretty solid. Searing Light, one enemy creature within medium range. Focusing Divine Power, like a ray of the sun, you project a blast of light from your open palm. You must succeed on a ranged touch attack to strike your target. A creature struck by this ray of light takes 1d8 points of divine damage per 2 caster levels. You're level 7, so 3d8, I guess. An undead creature takes 1d6 points of divine damage per caster level. Like, in addition, a creature takes 1d8 of divine. An undead takes 1d6 per level. Okay, so that's 7d6. 7d6 affected by target spell resistance. But if I wanted to go after the Huntsmaster here, 76 isn't enough to kill him. He is undead though, so it would do a bunch of damage. 76 isn't bad, but I don't think that's the play. Neutralize poison, delay poison communal, cure serious wounds. Lesser restoration, bone shaker, arrow of law. Shouldn't I have bless or bane at least? Shield of faith. There's bless. And give everybody a bonus on attack rolls and saving throws against fear effects. Or I could bane here. Bane might be better. Reduce all of them, give them all of them a penalty. That hits all three, right? I think Bane is maybe the way to go here. But it's mind affecting, fear, compulsion. Are they immune to all this stuff? They're immune to mind affecting, fear, compulsion. So the Bane does nothing to them. It would do something to the Mastodon, maybe. Who is this guy going to target? Both of these guys are troubling. The Stalker's a ranger. The Huntsmaster is a he's a rogue. This one's a ranger. I don't have anything good for these guys, really. I can't take them out. I guess Bless might be the way to go here. All right, let's bless everybody. That's all I can do, so we'll do it. Stalker comes in. Deals 17 damage to Camellia. The Huntsmaster hits Camellia twice. She's down a lot. Okay, so for some reason they decided to target Camellia. Now they've both gone, which means we have this Mastodon to worry about. Let's look at its offense here. So if it has to move, it gets one gore attack, which is going to do 18 to 32. If it gets a full round of attacks, it'll get 2 attacks here, including the gore and the slam. It's only got 84 hit points, so actually I think we could take it out before its turn comes, because we've got everybody else has the chance to go here.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Yeah, 84. It's undead. DR5 except for slashing. Okay, so who's up here? Waljeff. Yeah, spells that, like, control spells are not going to do a lot here. Damage spells would be fine, but... we can do some slashing damage here. Or... I could throw down difficult terrain around that thing. No, I think going in and killing the Mastodon is the play here, which means these guys probably get another turn, but this thing seems super dangerous too. So let's go after this. -2 to AC? Yeah, I think so.
Distract them from me.
Okay, there's 23. Wenduog. Let's turn on point blank shot and deadly aim here. And let's go for a vital strike. That's another 35. Very good. It's down to 26. Orlin can probably one-shot the ghoul here, who's more dangerous? You don't have a way to get sneak attack, right? Or do you? You might, but I think the Ranger's more dangerous here. Let's take out the Huntsmaster.
Forwards!
Almost. He's down to 4 hit points. Okay. All right. Sela is going to take an opportunity attack here, and she's hurt pretty bad. What do we want to do with her? I mean, she could maybe cure herself here. It's not bad. Cure serious wounds on herself. That's probably... But she is going to take an opportunity attack, I think, if she does this, right? So I could just use my potion instead. You know what I'll do? I'll use a 5-foot move to get away from him. And then I'll cure myself. Good. Okay. Sela is our tank. I'd love her to take out this Mastodon. It's only got 26 hit points. Can she do it? We get the full attack. Let's see it.
Guide my blade.
Okay. Took out the Mastodon. Very good. I think now Darren's in trouble. The healer standing next to the rogue is not a great place for him to be. But now is the time to use that other thing we had. What was it? Searing light. Creature within medium range. So again, now somebody took some sort of casting feat. I can't remember if it was him. Spell penetration. Somebody took something about, no, maybe that was Wenduog. Yeah, Wenduog took something about making ranged attacks while in range here. Let me get away from the rogue with a 5-foot step. And then Arrow of Law, no, Searing Light. Yeah. Let's kill the Hunt Master here. 24 damage. Super nice. Okay. So Camellia got hurt kind of badly, but other than that, we've handled this ambush fairly well, I feel. Let's see what the Stalker chooses to do. Misses with a natural 1. I love that.
Time to share your treasures.
Woljif returns the favor. All right. 27.
We won't falter.
23. Excellent. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. We've got our healer here. Let's do some Cure Moderate, I guess, or... Yeah, we'll use some Cure Moderates here on Camellia. That basically gets her to full. We can afford to... Well, we probably don't even need to. We're probably not going to have another fight before we rest. So I guess that's the combat portion of today's episode. So the main thing, like, we talked to a bunch of people back in camp, and we met Nurguk, or whatever his name is. What was his name? Krenuk. We met Krenuk, who seems like a recurring character who's going to be kind of interesting. An educated kobold, or possible kobold, who's got information for us about the demons. That's a good thing to have, right? That's a good friend, a good ally to have. And with that, I think we'll call that the episode. I'll probably head back to camp and rest again. And then I might do a couple days. Well, we do have some army stuff to do. But I might just kind of wander up and down the riverbank, triggering random encounters while we pass some days so that I can get experience and loot. And depending on what we need to do with the army next time, we'll see about that. But that is going to be it for this one. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. A little bit of a slower pace this time after the insanity at Leper's Smile, but I feel like that's okay. Lots of character development and new characters that we've met. The story's progressing. And yeah, Kaelessa, Krenuk. And some ideas about what's ahead for us and for the crusade. But that is going to be it for this time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.